fantastic runners on the restream as we get going. We got P-Train, we got Olhado, we got D-Demolisher 1, and we got Questifer Warkin, who I think currently has my favorite Twitch name since ever.
I have to agree with that. I am a fan of Final Fantasy to begin with. Chocobos are adorable, and puns are great.
And Christopher Walken. No, I don't do a Christopher Walken. I'm not even going to bother trying. Anyway, so tonight's race is a standard, so we're going to be going through the back of Hyrule Castle first. So at least we'll get those checks out of the way.
Yep, and for those that are new to the randomizer field, standard basically means that we go about the normal route. We start off in Link's house, come over to Uncle, and he gives us a weapon.
And boy, what a weapon! It's not a standard sword, but we've got a fire rod going.
Great way to start fires and to, light your enemies ablaze.
And also gives us a lot of access to a lot of places pretty quickly if we can find just a couple of more items.
Now, the joys of standard is, of course, not only do you get to go ahead and do the escape sequence much, much earlier than most other people would, but you are guaranteed a weapon. Chances are good you're going to get some type of item progression, and it's just better to get this nasty little thing out of the way so you don't have to worry about it. Now, it does look like one of the things that our runners will be looking for, all but one have already gotten. We've got blue mail in the first chest and bombs with everyone except for P-Train. The reason why you want a bomb is because at the end of Escape, there's a little room that gives you access to 3 items, and if you don't get it at that point, you have to have the Power Glove to come back and get it later. So if you've got at least one bomb drop, then you're in luck. You can get it before you head out.
And what other people may notice too is at the back of the escape sequence is an area we call the Dark Cross, and that area doesn't have any light. Now, normally, if you were doing what we call there's a power glove. That's an amazing find this early too. So normally you would need a lamp in logic in order to be able to light your way, but in this standard race, I believe that even without a lamp, they'll still be given illumination to find their way through.
Yep, you're taking Zelda on out of the way, and she's kind enough to let you use her lamp. But of course, she takes it back when she's safe and sound. Wink, wink.
The nice thing is that fire rod makes short work of the guard.
And funny enough, I always forget to light that dude on fire whenever I've got the fire rod in this area.
It's also fun to get the ice rod because you freeze the first guard and just keep tossing away to defeat. That one's just a silly way to win.
It is. Funny thing about that too, the ice rod is the only time when it actually damages these dudes is if you get it from Uncle during a standard route. It is coded so that way you can kill the ones that need to die, essentially, to progress the game.
I did not know that. That's so cool.
Yep, gotta thank those wonderful devs that decided to go ahead and code that so we wouldn't get stuck.
Which would be a good time to thank everybody who's worked on all the different versions of this randomizer, from the coding to the logic to especially the amazing choice of sprites. And if we look, we got a couple interesting ones. We got a few FF6 ones going here with Shadow by Questifer Warkin. I'll never get tired of saying that name. And we got Mog on Olhado.
Yep, looks like we've got D-Demolisher with the Plague Knight that he loves so much there, and P-Train is one of the few vanilla-ish characters, and we've got ourselves a variant of Link.
Meanwhile, you can see that Zelda illumination.
Now, we'll come to find out that's not actually a lamp, that's just her smile. Poor P-Train trying to farm some of those bombs off of the snakes, but not having any luck, getting really short on that magic, so he's got to be careful.
I'm wondering if we've gotten the map yet. I don't believe we have from any of the chests. So one of the chests that'll be in that back room will unfortunately just be a map.
So might be a good thing for P-Train since he doesn't have that bomb yet. It may not actually be worthwhile. Well, we've got P-Train, the first one out of Escape. Gonna go ahead and finish this up real quick. Well, we've got Christopher Warkin and D-Demolisher checking out. We've got, half magic, the map, and $20. So not necessary, but darn good convenience.
And me forgetting there's that one other chest that could have been mapped, but at least the game helped me save face. Oh, and a vanilla big heart piece. Doesn't do the refill, but good enough.
Oh, that's right. We always forget about that heart. But hey, at least it was kind of vanilla-ish.
We'll say French vanilla and call it a day.
So now that we're out of Escape, let's see where we're going. Looks like P-Train is going to go ahead and check out the Lost Woods items, skipping the Lumberjack, hoping that nothing is of worth there. And let's see where Mr. Warkin's going. Looks like it's about the same.
Well, it's a very nice fun on the tree getting all those red rupees. That opens up Bottle Merchant. And with all those red rupees, deciding let the red rupee where the mushroom grows stay right where it is.
Yep, save more time getting 80 rupees than having to pick up that 20. It does find a heart container in the little tiny drop down here, so that's good.
And we got a couple
heart...
of lumberjack chests going on over here.
Ooh, very nice. Oh, is that a... Oh, that's a hammer.
Oh boy, we have an Aga and a Boots Locked Seed here.
Hot diggity daffodil.
Now all we need is... Well, we don't actually know what any of the... Oh wait, we're getting a great check now. I saw the 5 crystal up in Hera.
Yep, we've got the 5 crystal up in Hera, we've got the, I think it was either the 1 or the 7 crystal over in Desert, and the Pendant of Wisdom over on Eastern. And it looks like P-Train is our first one to check Blind's basement. We've got ourselves the red boomerang, some bombs, some arrows, and I think some more money.
And Merle. We're 1 item away from Dark World access here.
Well, thankfully we know it's going to be the other glove upgrade and not the hammer.
Yeah, well, I could say Dark World access, but since we also know it's an Aga 1 seed, I don't think it's going to matter.
Nah, it's just a matter of when are we going to get Dark World, through Aga or through a really lucky draw.
So let's get the bloodthirsty chat happy here. What if we were to get something like Ice Rod on Ped? A phenomenal well, we get the Titan's Mitts and our first sword. So that does mean we do have Dark World access at this point.
Well, that's a fun thing for anyone that passed up Lumberjack, because they may go this whole game thinking they don't have to do Aga.
Oh, we get powder.
Yes, the bag of magical fun times.
We're getting the library check. We already know it's we already know that this is a very big importance. There's nothing up there.
Nah, you don't want to steal the funds from the library. They need that for books.
Looks to be worth as much as a late fee.
Hey, it looks like the maze game is big nada, so we got P-Train saving and quitting, probably gonna go do South Shore. Yep, he's going to South Shore. We're gonna get ourselves a check in the dam, see what's underwater, and possibly head over to our Moldorm cave. Just a little bit of love inside the dam. Let's see if we can get something better outside of it. And survey says... Oh, nope, just some love on the outside. Oh, looks like he's going to go ahead and just pick it up and head over to Agina. Very nice play. This one you don't see a whole lot with most players because you get more items by checking Mini Moldorm Cave and the Ice Rod Cave, but Agina is one of those rare spots where most of the time it's nothing. And very, very likely, if it's something good.
Well, Warkin going through race game just to get a little piece of love himself.
And just a little bit of love on the ledge. This seed has got love all around.
Well, I remember somebody once saying all you need is, well, you know.
Oh yeah, another singer saying love is all around us. Yeah, unfortunately, the higher ups will yell at us if we start singing, and I definitely won't deafen anyone, so.
And Agina just with a little bit of love. Yeah, there's lots of that to spread around today. So it looks like we'll finally get a look at Mini Moldorm Cave from D Demolisher.
Excellent. And 5 items. That's a decent pull. That's basically another Blind's Hut or another Cack Well check.
Well, let's see what we have in Mole Hype Cave today. Nothing. Nothing. More love. Nothing. Oh, but we get ether. That could be very valuable later, or it could be nothing at all. We'll have to wait and get a map check in the Dark World to find out.
Yep, always a good thing to have, not only, of course, just for Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, but it's really nice to have when you want to clear a room full of mummies. Now, unfortunately for our players, it doesn't look like anyone did the Houlihan trick, so no one's going to be able to farm up enough money to go check out Zora, or, get anything of real decentness out of fake flippers. But we are going to get our Ice Rod Cave check, and hopefully it'll have something good.
Nope. That's unfortunate. Well, at least the money matches the surroundings. A little color-coordinated disappointment today in Ice Rod Cave.
It definitely makes it appealing to the eyes. But speak of the devil, looks like D Demolisher is going to go ahead and do that fake flipper. Most likely going to go check out Hobo, see what's on Lake Hylia, and we're going to see either the waterfall check and a Zora ledge check, or just waterfall.
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, it is possible that we'll find one of the 300 rupee chests and get lucky to go to Zora.
And that is true, and since the way logic works, Zora, since he only wants money, and money is the root of all evil, it's not anticipated that you won't be without it. So, yeah, you're gonna get money sooner or later.
And meanwhile, we've got 3 out of our 4 runners doing a Fate Flipper glitch. We've got at Hobo, $20. And at Waterfall Ferry, I only saw the second chest, which was just a little bit of love, but based on the lack of anything lighting up in the tracker, I'm going to say probably not much.
Yeah, it looks like it was just some bombs in the first chest, so nada there. So we'll see if D Demolisher decides to go check out Zora Ledge afterwards.
But one thing we did do is get a Hylia Island check, and there's that ice rod. So we also know that this is a mirror locked seed. Because there's our Dark World check, and yep, it absolutely, Turtle Rock is going to be required.
Yep. We've got our green pendant on Thieves Town. In Palace of Darkness, we've got our pendant of power, and it looked like our last 5/6 crystal was in Misery Mire.
So we've also got a flute locked seed. Oh, I love it. So many items needed for progression. Well, sit back and relax, everyone. We might be here for a while.
Yeah, by the looks of it, we're going to be doing an oops all dungeon. Oh, and we did get a Zora Ledge check from D Demolisher. It is the Master Sword. I figure when someone's finally got enough dough to go get gypped by the King of Scams, they're going to pick up their second sword.
Meanwhile, we've got Questifer working down in Village of Outcasts doing the first check. Sea House not giving us much of anything. Let's check the brewery. Oh, they're brewing blueberry ale today.
That's some good brew.
Meanwhile, Quester not going any further, not wanting to go into Thieves Town without that hammer, because without it, that big chest could be a huge liability. Electing to do dig game instead.
A smart choice, honestly. Even though it's a green pendant, you're not going to want to take that chance.
Meanwhile, Olato going to Old Man's Closet. Let's see what we get there. Well, more love and a little bit of cash, but not a lot. Doesn't look like Dig Game's giving us much right now.
Looks like he's...
Oh!
Ooh!
Never. I take that back. Wow, great find with the lamp.
Well, that is one more piece to the Agahnim puzzle that we've got completed.
And then we've got D Demolisher inside Skull Woods. Actually a very good play because it is fully completable with the items on hand.
And truth be told, with 7 hearts, blue mail, and the fire rod with half magic, Mothula is not going to be a problem.
And working doing the world tour.
Oh yeah, gotta show Jeremiah the trip around the world.
Ooh, and there's our hook shot!
That's a fantastic find, I gotta tell you.
And apparently working got the flippers. I missed that location.
Oh, that was over in the chest game.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Wow, well that also makes Swamp fully completable at this point as well.
Oh yeah. Well, we still need to find where the mirror
hammer,
and the boots are.
Which is the only way to get in, which means we still have to go back to Aga.
Yep. I still need to do Aga, but we gotta find those boots so we can get that hammer, and we gotta find that mirror.
But with the flippers, we can pick up our Master Sword to at least be able to get rid of them.
That is true. And let's see if Hype Cave is going to be hype. We've got bombs, heart container, small heart, and pot lid.
Your rating?
Barrel full of love, set and simmer, 15 minutes.
Now we got D Demolisher already on the Mothula fight with P-Train right behind.
Pretty quick fight with that half magic, because it only takes 8 fire rod shots, as long as, of course, the spikes decide not to nullify the damage. And since everything will pretty much only do 1 heart of damage, you're clear. Along with P-Train getting that compass, it's pretty much just a crystal.
Reuniting the brothers once again. Let's see what they're making today in the Smith's house. What are they making today? And once again, they're just glass blowers today.
I mean, hey, that's part of their job. They've got a furnace, they've got the skills.
Well, that does open up Sick Kid here, which I'm going to bet 20 rupees. Quester is on the way to check. Or not.
Nah, he doesn't want to steal the poor kid's allowance.
It could be his boots that he might be carrying. It could be a check that you need to do.
And it looks like we have some fungus growing in Skull Woods.
Questifer heading into Skullwoods, following along our other runners.
Yep, looks like everyone's just basically playing catch-up. See who's going to be the first to diverge.
And chat coming up with all sorts of strategies as to why not going to Sick Kid was a really bad idea.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want to catch what he's got.
Well, unless he's got boots or cape or something like that, in which case, please infect me. And chat, please don't take that one in any other way other than Sick Kid.
Yes, don't clip that.
And Warden going in the vanilla route to get to the big key chest. Interesting. The big chest there. Well, of course, they've got the hook shot. I forgot. They're the only one with it.
Yep, looks like D Demolisher is doing the smart thing and refilling his health by killing himself.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, it looks like he's the first one done with the check. Since we only had a fungus and a large heart, he's no longer finding Skullwoods entertaining. So I think we're going to get our bumper ledge check and possibly a save quit.
Not bumping today. Just a little bit of love. Unfortunately, poor Questifer getting wall mastered, so gonna have to do that check one more time.
Yeah, sadly he's not going to be happy. Oh wait, that's right, this is where the fungus was. He might get happy. Just depends on what type of fungus it is. The Demolisher doing the wise thing and clearing out all of the Village of Outcasts checks before Thieves Town. You definitely don't want to orphan the hammer somewhere. Well, okay. In this scenario, that wouldn't work.
No,
You
we know
definitely
where
don't wanna
that
orphan
poor
something.
hammer's orphaned. But we need another sword upgrade to get in there first, and we need our other players to do the dig game in order to get their lamp.
Yep. Gotta make that money.
So D Demolisher doing the dip into Thieves Town.
A bit of a gutsy play, because you can still collect, the boots.
A gutsy play that pays off pretty much immediately. I see D Demolisher just doing the front side check and then probably giving us a death warp and getting out of there. Oh, and Olhado taking a death at Mothula. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's never fun getting pincered and just shoved into some pointy bits.
Well, it looks like D-Demolisher heading to the back of Thieves Town. P-Train not that far behind. Meanwhile, Questifer Warkin taking down the Big Moth and getting their crystal.
Oof, and poor Olhado out of magic, so not even gonna bother going back in to fight Mothula. Now, this is kind of an odd scenario because basically, well, sadly, P-Train and D-Demolisher don't know it yet, but once Warkin finds his way into Thieves Town, he's gonna be able to figure out how to take Agahnim down, because he can go get his Master Sword, go get his hammer.
He still can't... Oh, yes, that's right. He can actually access everything.
Yeah, because once
Yes,
he
he can.
finds those boots, he's golden.
P-Train furiously digging to get their lamp. Looks like we're getting an early Death Mountain play. I mean, we have all the items that are required in order to do a full Death Mountain clear. Well, except for Hera, of course, because we still don't have that hammer, but in terms of all the item checks that we have available to us, we can definitely clear that out.
Very true, and that's a lot of items.
And also a little bit of a Dark World check. We got Hookshot Cave available, Super Bunny. We could get our first look at TR. This is actually a really good play by Quest where we can get a lot of information very quickly.
Oh yes. Basically, once Warkin makes it over to the right side there, including Dark Death Mountain, he'll be able to get a total of 14 item checks alongside the medallion check for Turtle Rock.
This early in the game, that's a really smart move. So we got D-Demolisher going to blind. I tried to catch Fog, but I missed. You can die now. And it looks like D-Demolisher is doing a phenomenal job of just that.
And that's a fun thing about Blind. He's got a good script, so if you're able to go ahead and stay up there, you can detect where he's going to go each and every time.
So far nothing in the lower part of Paradox Cave. And down go the blueberries. We know the big chest not required, getting their green pendant.
Yep, thankfully we are lucky enough to have the small key locked behind itself.
And Working getting tempered. Wow, that's a wonderful upgrade.
Sweet, well, we know where Butter is.
While Working continuing the trek up Death Mountain. P-Train doing our pyramid check. Given the lack of bow and lack of hammer, I don't see P-Train necessarily dipping into pod just yet. Especially when we know about Aga being very clearable and getting that hammer in logic quite easily.
Let's see if we're going to get anything decent from Spiral Cave. It's $1.
And Workin electing to save and quit rather than doing the Dark Death Mountain check. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, that's 6 items that you're passing on, and the ability to see which medallion you need. This could come to bite him in the rear.
The P-Train is going to pod.
Honestly, a pretty ballsy move. The Demolisher about to find his love cave. And thankfully, pod not bowlock, so we can have P-Train look through a couple more chests. Oh, and Quake is going to be some of our first items here in pod. Oh, are we going to see the hover?
Oh, so close. We know
Yeah,
we're
I
going to
gotta
get another
jinx it.
try. Oh, giving up those couple of pixels too soon, and P-Train electing, he's had enough of falling down. Speaking of falling down, we went down to King's Tomb to find just a bottle.
The Royal Bee.
Oh, that's where royal jelly comes from.
I guess that was the Queen Bee.
In King's Tomb, very apropos. And also, we got Quester Walken doing a dip into Eastern. Finally, the early big key. Bonkrock's not giving us much today either. Definitely looks like Aga really is the play to get that hammer.
Oof, P-Train almost getting it, but deciding to say, nope, enough of the memes.
Right now, Eastern not turning up much. We'll find out.
Ooh, got our Zora money there.
And
And
our
silvers.
silvers.
That is fantastic.
A great quality of life thing. I'm sure all 4 of these runners can do a silverless Ganon, but it's always nice to have.
Oh, yeah, and with a pendant pod, most people are going to be dipping it anyway, because it's kind of the joke with Randomizer. Pendant pod and Pendant Ice Palace almost always have something good.
Oh, absolutely. Ice Palace is just cursed. It's the dungeon you always have to dip, whether you like it or not.
Now, I'm not sure if P-Train has got any bottles on him. If he has a potion, he can go ahead and do that potion glitch. If not, this is the end of it. And yeah, looks like he's out of pod. And I do believe there's only one other item left, so it would be a small key and an item or the compass on the right side. Ah, save and quit from our Questifer Warkin. Gonna see if he's gonna go pick up his boots or if he's gonna head somewhere else.
Our purple chest not giving us much, just again, a little more love. Considering we're not even 35 minutes in and we've got 11 hearts already, we're doing just fine.
So much love in this seed. Wink, wink.
And of course, nobody clipped that. Absolutely nobody clipped that.
Oh, of course not. No. Never. Ah, we've got bees!
Well, Demolisher, going to see what our rip-off artist might be able to do for us today.
Now, I'm not sure if I need glasses or not, but it looks like that says 201.
No, that's not enough. So just electing to get that Master Sword. So we could finally be having that Aga play.
Oh, yay. And hopefully P-Train will decide to check Lumberjack, because you kind of need the hammer to win the game.
I'm pretty sure Demolisher was one of the people who did check. So looks like we're going straight on to Aga.
Oh, good. So we're finally going to get some hammer action.
Now we're at Ohado's revenge against Mothula.
Dun 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 dun.
And down goes the Moth. A perfect fight. Not even a scratch on him. That's gotta feel real good right now.
Now, P-Train is going to be getting his Master Sword, and most likely going to be doing right side as well. Let's see if he actually goes to Dark Death Mountain and does his Super Bunny and Hookshot checks.
I think first we're getting our Spectacle Rock check. Which I don't think anybody's done yet, so let's take a look.
Yep, just 20 bucks on top, and it looks like Warkin is checking the fungus. Now, I want to know what kind of magic they use to turn a mushroom into arrows. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful hint. Hey, you know the standard mode that you're doing? That item that you found 2 minutes into the game? Yeah, we're going to tell you where it is.
Right up there with finding out where Moon Pearl is in a Dark World dungeon.
Of course, my favorite is the blank is in your house, numpty.
So P-Train also doing the Aga fight, so at least we've got some incoming hammer. Which again opens up a wonderful item-rich dungeon in Swamp. But again, we're still looking for that bow. We're still looking for flute. We know where Ice Rod is. We know where 2 of the medallions are. We need to have checks on Turtle Rock and, of course, Misery Mire.
And I'm hoping, just because I'm sick of finding all these terrible seeds for people, ha 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 ha, I want Bombos not to be necessary, so that way we don't have to scour around the world for it.
And I think everybody in chat is completely disagreeing with you.
After all the races I've done this last week, I'm so tired of getting... I admit they're entertaining, but please, we need some chill.
What was that about needing something on Ether Tablet? Anyway, we're here to play a fun game called How Many Blue Balls? The number can be anywhere from 1 to 15. What's your take?
I'm gonna go with 4.
I'm going 6, and we've already had 1. That's 2.
Demolisher giving us some of those awesome swag strats with that boomerang. Never knew that you could throw it with your...
That's 3. Just as a reminder, every 5 shots, Aga does a lightning bolt, which is unavoidable and it's scripted, and then the very first shot afterwards is always a guaranteed hittable, damageable. I can't even remember the name of the Powerball thing that he throws. That is the kind of night I am having. Well, it
That's
doesn't
alright,
matter.
that's the life I lead.
Anyway, down goes Aga with only 3 blue balls. We were both wrong.
Orb. Alright, looks like Demolisher is gonna be... Oh, no. Oh, wait, I think he just... Yeah, he's gonna go get his hammer.
Well, honestly, at this point, it's the smartest play and opens up a lot of checks here in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
And for chat wondering, what do I mean by
Now,
in a good
unfortunately,
way?
it didn't...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it's possible for an item to throw you off in a bad way, where you get an item where it basically throws you in the completely wrong direction, and ends up wasting a lot of your time.
Yeah, that's pretty much every time I...
Meanwhile, Scruff Ninja, we do have our hammer at long last.
It's hammer time! Now, it'll be interesting to see where Demolisher goes from here, because he hasn't been up to Death Mountain. It looks like he's heading that way. We can go ahead and full clear it and do Hera at this point, then.
Now, again, as wonderfully rich as Death Mountain is, I don't know. Would you have done Swamp, given the fact that it is a crystal? And oh no, we don't have Mirror. We can't do Swamp yet.
Yep, can't be doing that just yet. And Demo getting his Tempered Sword. Yep, he's going to be heading over, doesn't even bother checking... Oh, no, he already did. He's not going to bother with Spec Rock. Or maybe he is? I'm confused.
I don't think Demolisher's gone up yet, so I think it's a full check right now. Peak Train, on the other hand, heading all
that's
the
right.
way over.
Ooh, Demolisher not going to bother with that hint.
Meanwhile, Questover Warkin taking care of Aga, and Olhado just about a minute or so behind.
Now, I wonder if Warkin's going to be heading over to Thieves Town shortly after, because I think he wanted to forego it at first, but now that he's got the boots, he's going to get the hammer. Do you think he's going to go?
My guess is probably, but at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of options once we get that hammer. It's probably the safe bet, though, because it's a very easily fully completable dungeon. As a reminder, we're still looking for Bo, we're still looking for Kane. We still don't know what either of the medallions are, so even at verging on 45 minutes, there's still a lot about this seed we don't know.
Oh yeah, still needing some mobility with the flute, gonna need that ability with the mirror. This is gonna be an odd one. Basically, one good move can make or break these runners.
Well, speak of the devil, there's that mirror. And somehow P-Train electing not to bother to use it to get back to the beginning of the dungeon. And we're learning catfish won't be necessary.
Right? Narcissism definitely is not one of P-Train's suits here.
But thankfully, we don't have to run down to basement. Here's hoping that the small key is contained down there and we don't have to go anywhere. But meanwhile, Ohado, who didn't get the hint about grumpy fish, is probably about to get pretty grumpy themselves.
Yeah, it's not a quick check to run over and do this one, so... Ugh. But speaking of fun for Tariff Hera saying, hey, don't bother going to the basement, there's only reading material.
And thank you, Hint, for actually being really useful right now. Very topical. Oh no! Indeed, Demolisher accidentally hitting the bumper, but thankfully it's just a quick hop, skip, and jump to get back up. Meanwhile, we got P-Train on Troll Dorm, but with Tempered, blink and you miss it.
Yeah, Troll Dorm with Tempered or Butter is just, beautiful.
Indeed, Demolisher with Butter, 2 strikes, and down he goes. We finally got our hammer peg check and just some sticks. Meanwhile, it looks like we're finally going to get our T-Rock check from P-Train. And what do we find? Survey says Ether. Well, that's a relief.
That is one down. If fate is kind, we'll have Misery Mire as either Ether or Quake.
Thankfully, we know where Ice Rod is, so we're in good shape for that. You know, P-Train electing to check the hint. And that was very useful.
More than likely talking about the Zora money that's down in the U-shaped room at Pod.
And P-Train electing not to do Hookshot Cave. Electing to do Super Bunny first.
That's a quick hint, and I think he's just going to save and quit afterwards. Found us some more goo and some more bombs. It looks like Christopher Warkin is just doing some quick upgrades to refill his bomb and arrow count.
Now, I don't know if we did do the check, but did anybody see what was on the floating island?
Oh, I think someone passed it, but I don't remember it.
Chat telling us rupees. Thank you very much, chat. And a whole lot of nothing in Hookshot.
Ooh, we are getting ourselves a really early dip into Ice Palace. Smart play since we've got everything to full clear. Now, the only logic that would prevent us from finishing it is if a small key is on Cold Stare, then logically we would need the Cane of Samaria. However, most of these guys, if not all of them, can do the bomb jump, and that kind of defeats the purpose of needing that.
And there's our flute!
Oh, we are really close to being just Cane and Bow mode.
Cane and Bow mode for Go mode. And once again, Ice Palace proving you hate it, but you need it.
And chat pointing out, since we've got Eastern and Pod as pendant dungeons, there is a very good chance that Bo could be in Ganon's tower.
Oh, that would be a great troll.
Oh yeah, that's always a fun one. Now, I think the better troll would be to make the runners that Bo's in GT, but then have it in some really obscure.
Like tablets. Meanwhile, Spike Gate
Oh,
turning up nothing. And when in doubt, it's got to be on tablets.
oh yeah. In fact, in the GT, and then have the no, that wouldn't work. No, book and tile. Bo on
Book and
tablet.
that's fantastic. Book and tile room. In order to go get the I love the way you think. It's just cruel. Oh, Hollow picking up their mirror in Hera and neglecting to use it the way the game intended. P-Train seeing that butter sword and saying, I'm good. I don't need any butter with my bacon. But it looks like D-Demolisher, we're going to get that Swamp Palace play. No, we're not. Where are we going? Oh, we're doing
probably gonna
we're
be
doing
checking.
some Cave 45.
Yeah, checking our CT cave or VT cave or whatever you want. I like it, the Groveyard Ledge.
That's nice. Haven't heard that one. That's a good one. Thanks, Oberon. Well, working making their way slowly through Ice Palace, because it's a long one to get through.
Slowly but surely.
Nothing beats a Go Mode Ice Palace, except a Go Mode Swamp.
Oh, yeah. Now, I think that was our second item for Ice Palace, so we've got the flute and a set of.
So we're getting the good stuff early in Ice Palace. We know that we don't need to worry about the big chest there.
Would have been a good hint for Demolisher, and it looks like just some money with Sassy Pants. So, Demolisher gonna be turning in that pendant.
You're asking about anybody returning to Thieves Town? Not the right play. Well, a vanilla map
And
to
first
start
chest
off.
for. Oh, good.
I think we were saying the same thing. A nice vanilla map, not a big deal. Let's see what else the palace has in store for us.
In Swamp was nothing more than a soggy burrito. Looks like Warkin found the frozen burrito.
We got P-Train and Swamp following a little bit behind Demolisher here. Let's see what else we got done. We have dueling compasses, one in ice, one in swamp, neither one useful.
But it tells you where the boss is. And everybody needs to know that.
Something tells me these players could probably find it blindfolded. Speaking of bosses, I had a bunny named Segway once. Christopher Walken taking on Cold Stare. With half magic and a tempered sword, hopefully we're looking at a nice, quick, clean corner fight.
Yep, don't blink or else you're going to miss it.
Oh, but a little bit of escaping, but... yeah, not to worry. Down goes Cold Stare.
Yep, those cream puffs are down. And with that small key on Cold Stare, that does tell us that logically Cane is required. So, where is that Cane of Samaria?
I'm gonna guess on Argus, but... I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, Argus would be a fun place. I've seen a lot of odd things on him, but I'm going to say we're going to find Bo on Argus, and we're actually going to get ourselves a vanilla Cane of Samaria.
Interesting. Well, on the west side of Swamp, we were gifted with the Riot Shield and another 20 bucks. Everyone's favorite item.
Oh yes, the Shield of Lags and...
Exactly. Well, Ohado not too far behind, just making their way into Swamp now. And D. Demolisher knowing that that big chest is completely worthless. Head to the back.
Christopher Warkin, yeah, looks like he picked up that bee and said, "Be free."
You're just on with the puns tonight. My hat's off to you if I were wearing one.
I'm glad my co-commentator is paying me thanks instead of wanting to throttle.
Oh, come on. You know what Zelda said to Link when the door was stuck? Triforce. Oh, and it looks like the goose is loose. The chicken is kicking. The Audubon is off the lawn. Again, chat, please show me up.
Didn't bother checking that hint at the time he could, so he's got himself some Zora money.
And when we get the magic bat check, let's see what we'll be cursed with today.
Let's see what the magic bat gives us for throwing some magic powder.
Cursed with more money. I don't know about you, but I actually would be love to be cursed with an extra 20 bucks. No, mine's actually Canadian 20 bucks. Yeah, so unfortunately mine's only 20 Canadian dollars, so it's worth like, I think, 2.
I would be happy if people were throwing money at me.
So speaking of throwing, Christopher Warkin throws the boulder and makes their way to Mire. That was the best I could do. And we've got synchronized Argus fights.
And that was Quake! Yay!
Meanwhile, in Mire Shed, we get a new shirt.
Medallion.
Oh, beautiful execution on both P-Train and D-Demolisher. Look at that sync. Look at those screens. Oh, that's beautiful. Love when we can get those screens synced up like that. Means we got a great race going. Speaking of a great race, this would be a phenomenal time to remind everyone watching that the streamers on our channel right now are putting on an incredible show for you. So please don't hesitate to give any of them a follow. All of them are fantastic runners doing their best to put on a show for you. In addition, I also want to have a big thank you to our trackers. We got Revolving Ocelot and Sean P19 doing the work for us tonight, and without them we couldn't do the commentary that we're doing. We couldn't keep track of what we're doing the way that we do. So a big ginormous thank you to our trackers tonight also.
Yep, definitely could not. Our wonderful runners and our wonderful trackers making sure to remember to press buttons. So you is going on.
You know what? I tried tracking at home just for myself, trying to do the 4 runners. It is incredible what those trackers do.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of tracking in my off time, and it is tough, especially when you want to go ahead and do some weird seeds, because then it gets kind of difficult to be like, wait, what was that?
So right now we got
Like,
P-Train and D-Demolisher almost. Look at that. Screen for screen. Oh, I'm seeing double on the left side of our channel tonight.
oh, that stink.
Oh, this is incredible. Mohado making their way to the back of Swamp. Where's Questifer off to now?
I wonder if he's gonna go ahead and finish up his Dark Death Mountain area. Oh, he may also be going up to Tower of Hera. Since it looks like P-Train was the only one that Italian, he's going to be the only one that has access to Misery Mire. And we'll be head there.
I'm trying to remember, has anybody actually paid off the big fish yet?
No, I don't think anyone has actually talked. We've seen the catfish and ledge, but not the big man himself.
D-Demolisher deciding a little bit of extra life wouldn't be a bad idea going into Cold Stare. So grabbing some Frozen Fairy. And right back to where they were. So we got Alhado making their way through Swamp, Questifer making their way up Tower of Hera. So again, we still have the question of where are Bo and Kane?
I'm still wondering if Bo is going to beat him in GT to throw us all off.
Well, Kane could be on pedestal. Which, given that we had an AGA 1 seed, to also have a unintended 100% clear run, that would not be out of the realm of possibility. You know, how to go in to pick up their ice rod, so we now have Ohado fully armed with the double rod.
Giggity, giggity.
You know, maybe I should just mute myself for the rest of the night.
No, you're the only sane person that's on air right now. You need to be here.
Anyway, we blinked and missed it. Questifer working, taking down the troll dorm, grabbing their small key that leads just to a burrito and their crystal. There we go. So Alhado following everybody into ice. Demolisher at the end of ice. Now we just gotta wait and see where we go next to find out where the progression is.
Yep, I'm wondering if Orkin's going to be heading over to Swamp from here, or if he's going to check something else.
Oh, beautiful fight from P-Train. Colster trying to escape the corner. P-Train saying, here's a little fire rod. No thanks. I don't think we've had a checkerboard check as well.
Oh, that's right. We still need that. And this is going to be our first desert check as well.
See, definitely putting the rando in randomizer. All these items are really well spread out. I don't think we've had too many stacked places of progression.
No, not really. I mean, so far we've had at least one good item in each pool. We've had the boots in Thieves Town. We had a mushroom in, well, that didn't really lead to anything in Skull Woods. We had our Quake Medallion in Pod. We had our flute in Ice Palace.
At our mirror in Hera. Yeah,
Yep.
It's been great. So we have another bird free. And there's our it's gotta be Kane.
Ooh, that's much, much better for our guys. Now, this is going to be the turning point, honestly, because once Warkin gets that Ice Rod and finds the Quake Medallion, they're pretty much in go mode up until the point that they need to find the bow in GT. So, if they want to risk it, they could go mode everything else up to GT and hope that one of those 22 chests is going to be the bow.
Which isn't totally necessary given that they do have the tempered sword. It makes for a slower Ganon fight, but that bow, unless you have to fight Armos Knights, and even then, is not 100% required, depending on either big key location or how masochistic you feel about doing a whole bunch of slashes.
Well, and to be fair, not everyone knows the Mimic clip for GT, so they kind of need that for those Mimics.
That's true, that's true. Yeah,
I
you're
can
absolutely right.
guarantee
We
you.
can't assume they know all the clips. You're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah. One of my buddies I always have to tease because he's got an emote for the Mimic clip. It's just a Mimic with a big old X through it. If he were playing, I can guarantee you he'd do it.
So Desert, definitely the smart play today.
And looks like we're going to be getting our first land molasses fight. Let's see if we can get the quick kill with that fire rod.
Fire rod and half magic, and a tempered sword, looking pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but with the trolley pattern.
Oh, that just hurt.
A great recovery from Quest for Walking. Down goes Land Mollis. Getting the boss finder after beating the boss. And getting that crystal.
Ooh, looks like P-Train is following suit. Got that cane and gonna be checking out the boss room here shortly. So that'll put P-Train at 5 crystals. Not bad at all.
And Working getting caught in the cliff.
I always love that when you're just one pixel out and it's like, nope, you gotta go back.
So here we will be getting our checkerboard cave check. Our check.
Check.
Oh, and perilously close to that boulder. Now, like you said, unfortunately, we're working without Quake, so we can't do the quick double dip.
Yeah, looks like P-Train is going to be able to do that no problem. It's just gotta hurt him in the long run if there's anything decent in Misery Mire. Although I think P-Train's gonna go mode it.
Wait, and P-Train got the silvers much earlier. But nobody else seems to have picked those up.
Yep, that was actually in pod as well.
Yeah.
U-shaped room, left side.
Yeah, no, I was just taking a look at the trackers thinking, what do we need? Wow, blink and you miss it for P-Train taking out the land masses.
Oh yeah, good quick fight. Now that's the plus with Quake is people going into pod. If they find Quake in that first bridge, chances are good they're going to go ahead and continue on looking for the bow. I hope no one decides to be like, hey, I don't need that. I can do Mimic Clip, and then just peace out right after, because those silvers are nice. And that might be really good to have for the Ganon fight.
Just like we thought, P-Train heading into Mire.
Oh, good. Well, we'll see if one of those two items is going to be useful.
You're thinking just a quick go mode if we can pull it off?
Oh yeah, heck, if we get the big key on that bridge, then we may see a hover. Ooh, let's see. Are we gonna get the Godmire? Come on, give it to us, give it to us, give it to us.
Nope. Just a burrito, which may be the side dish for a coffee break later.
Ooh, denied. Ho ho ho, but we've got a secondary, and he is go mode in that sucker. He's like, nope, I'm outie.
Well, and with that Sailor Moon clip, we're heading straight on down to the basement.
Now, this is going to be a fun fight with Vidi. I mean, it's an easy fight if you've got silvers, and super easy if you've got the cape and tempered and orb. But we're going to see how well he fares with just the tempered.
And unfortunately, only 9 bombs, which won't go all that far. Oh, and we're getting some great spooky action going to take care of those crystal switches.
Ooh, spooky.
But electing not to do it a second time.
It was too spooky. He was too scared.
Oh, it is a dark room.
Oh, everyone passing up on that poor Swagnet.
How will I beat Aga 2 now?
How will they beat Aga 2 without the net?
I mean, sword maybe, but where's the fun in that? Anyway, we'll
Right?
get our answer about how we're taking care of Viddy right now.
Just don't even bother with making a use of, not dying. Just, nope. Go right in that gunk.
Just gotta play a little ping pong. Very nice spin splashes. Making some Viddy Viddles out of this.
Making that fight look like it was child's play.
While D Demolisher looks like they're heading towards Pod.
Oh, good. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up his Quake Medallion and the silvers. Yep, and from the looks of it, I think P-Train is going to be checking out Turtle Rock and heading over to Ganon's Tower, so I think we may be in luck with his play. We'll see if we got Bo in GT or if someone else is going to get pretty lucky.
I mean, the game could be nice, and we might get Bo on Laser Bridge, but we don't want it that easy, do we?
Well, I mean, if we're going to have vanilla locations, then Bo's definitely the best one.
Now, people asking if we've checked TR for Bo yet. No, because no one's been able to get into TR, because nobody's been by TR without the cane until literally just now.
Now, I believe we had someone dip in earlier just for the hint, but that was it.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Trying to
No
get
items were
spoilers.
taken, so...
Well, we got an early big key for Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's a good sign for him. That means he can skip the lava room chest. Basically, just snatch that key from the little bouncy man and then book it.
Got Alhado, by the way, playing some Landmolus games right now. The Fire Rod. I'm almost doing a little bit of trolling. And we
Yeah.
get two small keys for P-Train in Roller Room.
Ooh.
Thank you, game.
That really is helping him get into that go mode. If we get another small key in the Chain Chomp room, then heck, we may be able to go ahead and just pass up the lava chest area altogether.
And assuming he does, do you think he'll bother checking Big Chest either?
Nah, I think he'll just go ahead and go mode it too.
And
Oh,
there's the bow! Well, we can very definitively say at 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 42 seconds, P-Train, you're in go mode.
what a place for the bow. I mean, that's not a thing that you pass up, ever. You'd have to be silly not to get that chest.
So as rando as it was at the beginning, game being incredibly kind at the end. Oh, and D Demolisher doing an Eastern dip.
Yep, I think he's worried that that bow's going to be hidden somewhere. As we've just seen, he just needs to go through Misery Mire and book it to Turtle Rock. Hopefully these others decide to go ahead and do the same.
Meanwhile, P-Train not bothering with Lava Chest, like you predicted.
Yep, and with that small key in hand, we've basically got a 1 in 5 chance that the big chest has the small key, so I think he's going to skip that too.
Getting a little smack from a fireball, but yep, there he goes. And it looks like Ohado is on their way to TR, and they'll be very relieved to see that it's an ether accessible dungeon.
Oh, yes. And if he dips it, he's going to be happy to find his bow. Now, unfortunately, when he goes over to the Misery Mire area, he's going to see it's Quake, and I hope at that point he'll head to Pod and not Eastern.
Well, the smart play would be Pod because it's much more item rich.
Now, I believe when Demolisher went into Pod earlier, he dipped out just after getting the Quake medallion, so he's going to go silverless for the rest of this fight.
A little bit of health insurance. D-Train.
Hopefully nothing interesting was found. Sorry, I was distracted with donuts.
Oh, well, D-Demolisher did end up going into Pod, grabbing Quake. So, D-Demolisher now in bow mode.
Oh,
Well,
good.
actually, yeah, so the only thing we gotta get Questifer to do is get right into Pod, grab that Quake. And blink and you miss it. We missed the first part. That seems to be a running theme in tonight's race. Blink and you miss it boss battles.
Not a zero cycle, but darn good one cycle.
Down goes Trinex.
Ooh, is it time? Is it time for my favorite thing?
Oh, I think I might have an idea. Oh, wait, there's some numbers showing up in chat. Well, here we go, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between. We are talking about where is the big key in Ganon's tower. There are 11 checks. What? No, there's 22 checks. I just saw 11 popping up a bunch of times in chat. There are 22 possible locations for the big key in Ganon's tower. Pick a number between 1 and 22. Integers only, please. You add decimals. We all laugh at you. Where do you think it is, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna?
Well, because of that Freudian slip there, I'm going to go ahead and say 11.
I'm going to go with 16. Just feels right. 16 always feels right.
I'm sad that this isn't an R-rated stream. I'd have a couple comments about that.
Oh, the world is glad we're for all ages. Meanwhile,
Yes.
P-Train dipping left. First check is a small key, always useful.
Coming up with checks number 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the skeleton room.
Number 2, bombs. 3, small key. 4, our cape. That'll help for Ganon. 5, some blueberries. Yeah, that cape is always nice for phase 2 of Ganon. Just that little bit of insurance. And we get some Dark Magician strats from P-Train. Oh, I'm looking at D-Demolisher. 6, small key. 7, burrito. Poor Demolisher, full clearing mire. Heading to the...
Oof, yeah, I'm not gonna be happy to see nothing on this side.
So I'm going to preemptively give you your 17-second coffee break Link to the Past fun fact. Did you know that Link to the Past was the very first 8 megabit game that Nintendo ever produced? And in order to fit it all on there, they ended up reducing the number of colors per tile from the native 16 to only 8 in order to save memory space.
That I did not know. That's pretty interesting.
Well, anytime any runner is they're checking that, yeah, there's the check of the hint, John and Meyer. Yeah, anytime any of the runners has to do the coffee break, I'm happy to entertain. 8 was cash. 9 some sticks. 10 Brian the Electric Cane and Ganon's Tower. 10 more blueberries.
Oh, and I think that was Bombos in the lava chest, so that tells us where our last medallion is.
Makes sense to find fire in the fire room. Coming up on check number 11.
Very nice boomerang strats with the worst boomerang.
So while I'm keeping count, Mr. Scruff Ninja 2, what are the other runners up to? 12 with nothing.
Well, we've got Olhado heading into the Trinix fight, where Christopher Warkin is coming up on his little maze in the dark fun here. D Demolisher is on their way to their Vidi fight, too, so we got 2 bosses and one that's having fun with some fire rings.
Oh, P-Train heading into random room. We got 13, 14, 15. Well, I'm out.
Oof. Almost. Well, that's alright. We still got Bob's chest and the 3 behind Ice Armos, and then everyone's favorite, the tile room.
Well, that was the daily race last night, so will tile room strike again?
Ooh, and simultaneous boss defeat mode. D Demolisher taking down Vidi, where Olhado is taking down Trinix.
Hi, Bob. Bye, Bob. And off we go to Ice Armos.
P-Train showing his frustration that he has to bother dancing with the Ice Knights here.
But thankfully with silver arrows, it's not a long dance. Are we going to have to do tile room? 70? No, we do not.
And I believe that was actually check number 20.
That's right. But let's take a look through chat. We've got KPR Tom with 19. Nope, GFE with the 20. Congratulations, GFE. You win a lifetime rando. Just go to ALTTPR.com and go ahead and claim your prize. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yes, a lifetime supply of Link to the Past randomizer runs, and a Night of Our Love and Affection.
Not available in Nebraska.
And back to the race, we've got Warkin finishing his Trinix fight, D Demolisher checking out the Pyramid Fairy. Oh, he's going to be looking for that bow for a long time. And it looks like P-Train is making his way up the gauntlet fairly well. Taking out those skeletons. I always want to call them Skeletors. And heading over to our wonderful blue men. I gotta say, I always prefer having at least the tempered when running the gauntlet, so that way you get to that one room back there and just dash right on through, hit both those enemies, and then you're golden.
Speaking of golden, we have Olhado taking the dip into Pod, soon to grab their Quake, finally get themselves into Go mode.
Now, they know what medallion is necessary, so I think they're gonna bolt once they find Quake. I wonder if they are going to stick around and find silvers, though.
While D-Demolisher's still on the hunt and going to Angry Fish. You're right, and Olhado's continuing. There we go. There's that Quake.
Oh, are we going to get our only Zora check?
But meanwhile, at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and about 24 seconds, Olhado was in go mode. And what P-Train continue to make their way up GT, avoiding the soft lock.
Always a fun thing, never great to have, and I've had that happen to me twice during races.
Ooh, that is most unfortunate.
Which, by the way, if any of you find yourself in that wonderful predicament, don't rage, don't reset. For the love of God, just mirror out and go back outside. It will be fine. And for some reason that, oops.
I think P-Train was thinking about a hover and paid for that. See if P-Train tries a second time. So for those new to Link to the Past kind of stuff like this, to hover you have to press A and then release it, and then within I think 30 frames press it again, then release it. Really, really fast, over and over and over again. Which is way harder to do than it sounds.
Or as our wonderful GameStone Quick commentator puts, Patty, you just have to cheat.
Well, that's how Patty gets into GDQ every time. Meanwhile, we've got some trigonometry action coming. Oh, and getting bodied and missing all three.
Ah, that's never fun.
More than makes up for it with a nice looking double there.
Ooh, good one there. Getting a triple, and Agahnim is down, so it's our way to the big pig. And I'm sad that they decided to ban singing, because I definitely would start with a wonderful Lion King song about luau's and big pigs.
Somehow, I think between the cringe and the copyright strike, I think we should pass.
Although, honestly, if my singing was good enough to get a copyright strike, then oh, that'd be great.
Meanwhile, with that tempered, P-Train making quick work of the first couple of phases of Ganon. Oh, but getting hugged! Getting hugged in back. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's relief. Moving on to phase 3 here. Oh, but he's got blue potion. We're fine. And why, yes, Ganon, we did find those arrows. Are we gonna get torch glitch? Yes, we are. Get your GGs in chat for P-Train. All he has to do is cross the 3x1 bridge, and P-Train has finished in 8th place with an official SRL time of 1:34:18. So going through our list right now, we have our overall winner in Salty Fry, who finished first with a time of 1:28:34. Zero Rush finished second with a time of 1:30:32. Matt 7898 finished third with a time of 1 hour 31 minutes 30 seconds. Frostbite 3030 fourth with 1 hour 31 minutes 53. Hitsuyan 1337 finishing fifth with 1 hour 32:07. Miken finishing sixth with a time of 1:32:52. And Sheer finishing in seventh with a time of 1:33:09. GG's all round. And I think we can get P-Train in chat here.
Yep, and here we are. Welcome to the wonderful commentators booth, P-Train. GG.
GG.
Well, that was quite an amazing seed there, P-Train, with items really not densely packed. But you made a lot of the smart plays just with great routing and making your way through. So what are your thoughts on the race tonight?
There were parts of the seed that I thought went really well. There were other parts of the seed that I felt didn't go well. Particularly my routing after getting the hammer was really bad. I tried to make a play on Catfish, and then I wanted to mirror for Zora, but in doing that, I purchased a potion, which meant I could no longer afford Zora. So I was a bit worried about that one, and then I full cleared a completely empty swamp, which probably cost me the race at this point, looking at the times. That and an abysmal Agahnim and Ganon. But yeah, I mean, all in all, like the start of the seed I thought was pretty nice. I didn't get bombs in escape, but I got the gloves, so I didn't feel bad, leaving that. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like the moment I felt like I was going to have to make a really difficult decision, the game gave me a breadcrumb that kind of sent me, one direction or the other.
Well, the good news overall is, for one, you were actually the first one of the restreamers to dip into pod, and you were the only one to get the silvers. Everyone else just noped right on out after they picked up Quake. And I think it's because they decided to last location it, instead of going in it first like you had done and pretty much doing whatever you needed to get the money.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know I got flippers, but there was something else I found that made me not want to go to. Oh, it was a hook shot on Stumpy, right? The moment I got flippers in Village of Outcasts, I was like, it's pod. Like, it's going to be pod. Something's going to be in pod. So I had that in my mind. And then when I got hook shot, I was like, man, there's an actual ton of stuff to do on Death Mountain right now. But I already had it in my mind that, with the flippers, I was going to pod. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and follow through with this. I never do a pod dip, ever. Like, pendant pod or bolus pod is my kryptonite as a runner. Like, I never go to it. So I was like, you know what? We got the flippers. I had it in my mind. This is the next play. So let's go ahead and try it. And luckily it worked out.
Oh, yeah, I'll say. It actually brings up a question that I have for you. How comfortable are you with the mimic clip?
I can do it. I can't do it fast, but I can do it.
Yeah, that was our worry, is when we didn't see the bow at all up until Turtle Rock. We were wondering if you were confident with the mimic clip, because you go moded Misery Mire like no other. And we were thinking, I think he's in go mode.
Yeah, there was that, and there was that, and also the fact that I had full cleared swamp. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna count on bow not being in mire. Also, I left an item in desert, I believe. I was going to check what was in my way in Turtle Rock. I wasn't going to do the lava chest, but I was going to do the complete laser bridge. Depending on how GT worked out, like let's say, Big Key is in the Fire Snake room, I probably would have gone on to the Rando room just in case Bo was in GT. So I wasn't terribly worried about it. If I had to mimic clip, I was going to do it. I wouldn't have been the fastest person probably in the race to do the mimic clip, but I was going to hope that doing the mimic clip was faster than finding the bow wherever it was.
Oh yeah, if the sheet wasn't kind and gave us the bow in some odd place, then I can definitely see that happening. As we saw on the restream, we had the book on pedestal, so that would have been an evil thing. Have the bow on one of the tablets, because then technically we wouldn't have actually seen any of it anywhere. Because yeah, you kind of have some issues there.
I mean, if Bo's on tablet, then and this seed particularly Mimic Clip is very strong because I wouldn't have got it, but I wouldn't have needed it.
Yeah, and thankfully this wasn't a broken logic seed, because I mean that's the only way it would have worked in that scenario. But you know, I've seen weirder things.
Yeah, it just so happened, like, because I was counting items in Turtle Rock, with the exception of Trinex, Bo was literally the only item I found in Turtle Rock. Everything else was keys. Like, it was the perfect go mode layout.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you actually ended up skipping both the big chest and the lava room chest. Lava room chest was bombos, and I don't remember what the big chest was, if anyone actually got it, but the fact that you were able to pick up all the small keys necessary was just the perfect routing.
Yeah, just it was a really kind Turtle Rock layout.
And I
Finding
gotta
that bow
say,
on the way was I don't ever remember a seed where the bow was in a chest that you absolutely positively could not miss in TR.
Yeah, if it was in Lava Chest, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. But being in the chain shop, like you don't skip that chest. It just doesn't make sense. And although I can do the Mimic Clip, the bow would save enough time to definitely make it worth it to go a little out of your way to check some of the chests.
oh yeah, especially if you've gotten to the point where you're comfortable with mimic clips, with potion glitches, with hovering. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in those situations.
Yeah, probably my biggest regret of the seed was, I guess, doing swamp over ice. It made sense at the time just because of item density, but if I did ice, if you picked ice over swamp, then you definitely go mode swamp, or at least you do a quick go. You don't do left side because if I'm like, let's say I'm in the same scenario, uh, I do ice and I get the flute. I'm definitely doing desert and mire over swamp. I get the cane of Samaria. I'm confident with the mimic clip. I do a quick go mode. I do a short swamp. So I probably check like the flooded chest and things. I skip the compass chest. I skip the bombable wall chest. I check both flooded chests. I check the waterfall chest. I kill Argus. So that right there saves 2 minutes or so. And then of course you go up to Turtle Rock just like usual, and you get the bow in the first chest. So like that, picking swamp over ice just really hurt me. That and the first two chests in swamp were the map and compass. So I just went ahead and routed in left side, which just didn't work, unfortunately. I got what, mirror shield, and I think a big 20 out of it.
Yep, money and the lag shield.
Yeah, so that probably cost me a lot of time. That and just inefficient routing after getting the hammer, trying to route catfish in with Zora and messing that up. Not really getting anything meaningful out of that route, other than checking a couple of useless one-off locations. Definitely could have spent that time a little bit more effectively there.
Well, thankfully, there wasn't actually anything of use on Zora. He only had a 60% refund. And the fact that Master Sword, or in this case, Butter, would have been on the ledge there, since most of the time people don't really need Butter, there wasn't really much of a need to go back.
Yeah, I was really worried about Zora. Zora never has anything until you don't have enough money to check him. So I was just like, oh, this is it. This is the end.
Yeah, I think we need to rebrand the game as Schrodinger. You know, everything is useless until it's not.
Just to catch up on the rest of our streamers, we've got all of them going through GT now. Got Alhado already through the gauntlet. On the way up to the refight with Trolldorm.
Very nice. And funny enough, it looks like we've got our shovel as well. That was right next to the big key down behind Ice Armos. So the only thing that we didn't get in the game was the book because it was on PED. Well, and of course the net because no one picks it up. You monsters.
I mean, checkerboard's a long trip for just a net.
But
Like
it
it's
looks
not
so
it's not a long
swag.
check in the it's not a long check in the grand scheme of things, but to pick up a net, yeah, that's an investment.
But really, how many seconds is swag worth? Probably
You
about
and your
6.
logic.
Well, actually, we could probably measure it in frame. Anyway, we've got a Troll Dome rematch with Butter. Oh,
yeah,
no!
Oh, that sucks. Oof.
And the land on the spike, it's literally adding injury to insult.
Let's see
Yeah.
if you can get it the second time here.
I tried to do the hover for Moldorm 2 and my D-pad is messed up. So I just literally just walked off the edge. I was like, oh, thanks.
We
Yeah, I
were
was actually-
wondering about that.
Yeah, I was actually wondering because I was watching you do the hover attempts in Pod, and you were always like, it looked like a pixel away, and it's always heartbreaking to see that one.
Yeah, the pod hover I probably spent more time on than I should have. In particular, my down and right directions are very difficult to hit independent of one another. I get diagonals way too easy. And I did some work on my controller before this race, and it also messed up my other buttons, like the Y and A button in particular, just were not responding. Quite a few of my item dashes just didn't work. So that was unfortunate. I got to do some more work on it.
Ooh, yeah, that's my trouble of running with a 360 controller. Certain things just don't want to work.
And meanwhile, we got Olhado with their geometry lesson. I'm just pointing out that they rage grab Trolldorm's treasure. Can't say I blame them.
Hey, getting a bottle of goo is a good thing.
They're fairly quick Aga 2. The big pig rises again.
Dun 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 dun.
See, there you go again, Ninja Tuna, adding the color to color.
Oh yeah.
So, but Ohado's going to be a little frustrated to find out where those silvers were.
That's alright, he's gonna get through Ganon like hot butter.
I see what you did there. Oh, you. And just for that, you know how the hero of time explores the internet? Hyperlinks!
Oh, that's great. The dad in me is laughing so much right now. Oh, doesn't get the torch glitch, but it's alright. He's got potions, he's got half magic, he's got lamp, he's got butter. He's good.
We've got dueling Aga 2s in D-Demolisher and Questa for Warkin.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna switch over here with that fire rod, because using the lamp, you gotta time it right, or else you're only gonna be able to get one spin slash in on Ganon. There we go, we're making it. I think Olhado's got 2 more hits to go. Nope, miscounted.
It's alright, I miscounted how many chests there are. Life is...
There we go. Alright, Big Pig is down. Let's go ahead and grab his official time here. Clickety click click. And feel free to do the honors.
Well, we have Ohado finishing 14th with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 9 seconds. Just to catch you up on a few of our racers since P-Train finished, we had Plasma Kappa finish in 9th with 1 hour, 34:50. We had Julo Ninja finishing in 10th with 1 hour, 41:16. We had Nez Kamikaze finishing in 11th with an SRL time of 1 hour, 42:18. And Raylan Tanker finishing 12th with 1 hour 47:44. The former birthday boy Koi finishing in 13th place with an SRL time of 1:48:17. GG's to all. Let's see if we can get Ohado here in chat.
Oh, and it looks like D Demolisher is finishing up as well. We've got him heading through those big old pearly gates. Well, pearly staircase. And coming in 16th place with an SRL time of 1:51:38. Looks like Guitar Girl TS9 came in 15th place with 1:50:40.
And it looks like we have Ohado in chat. GG's.
Thank you very much.
So, walk us through this seed.
Yeah, so it started out feeling pretty alright. I debated going straight into Dark World as soon as I had the access there, getting the second mitts, and I didn't feel confident going right to Skull Woods right away, which, you know, kind of showed when I did eventually end there and died twice. So that set me back
Moth
a
is
little
vicious. Moth is vicious, sir. Don't worry about it.
bit. Yeah, I felt good having Fire Rod going on the first fight, and then I just kind of got trolled by the spikes quite a bit. So
Yeah, we were noting actually the placement of the items this seed. There wasn't really anything with a lot of item density, and a few places just with single dips. So it was always just these small little checks, but kind of everywhere.
yeah, and I actually made kind of a mental mistake early on, which didn't end up mattering that much, but I didn't fully check what was on Lumberjack. I just saw the very bottom of it, and I thought it was the Ice Rod. And then I saw Ice Rod on the Lake Hylia island and was like, oh, crap, that must be Hammer.
Well, in the just to quickly interrupt, I want to congratulate Christopher Warkin finishing in 17th, official time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, 1 second. Get those GGs in chat. And
Yeah.
I think we also have D Demolisher with us. GGs to you as well.
Hello.
Yeah, GG's, guys.
So again, walk us through your views of this seed tonight.
I'm never making that gamble in a million years.
You and I think everybody else.
That is the only reason why I lost so much time.
Oh, well, that bow placement was so incredibly trolly being in TR.
Yeah, you lose a lot more time going up there gambling that it is up there than you do checking everything else.
Yeah. Was that your go mode?
Yup.
Yikes. Yeah, my go mode was the Quake medallion.
Oh, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, my go mode was Quake too.
I went into pod first, hoping to find the bow in there, and then I found Quake. I'm like, alright, at least I can check Big Bomb. Nope.
My go mode was technically Kane, because I was going to mimic clip, but then I found Bo on my way to GT, on my way through Turtle Rock, really.
Yeah, if I knew Mimic Clip, I would have absolutely just gone through everything, but I don't. And it's a good thing that it's banned in the qualifiers.
Well, I also want to welcome Questifer Warkin to our chat here in the commentators booth. GG's to you, and also GG's to you on having one of the coolest Twitch names I've ever seen.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I get a lot of compliments on it.
Agreed.
Yep, it's the best of so many puns. So in the meantime, take us through your thoughts on the seed.
Well, so many things I did wrong, so many things I could have done better. But I'm glad that I checked where the hammer was. Can't remember the name of it. My brain is
Lumberjack.
Lumberjacks. Yeah, I'm glad I checked that early. And then everything else seemed to go okay. Just kind of looking for Quake. I was almost betting that it was. I was betting it was in Turtle Rock, but no, found the bow. And like, well, I guess it's time to do Pod Eastern. So I've been avoiding that like the entire game.
Yeah, that's where I ended up at the very end, finding Quake. I was really hoping it wasn't on one of the last checks of the Smith's chain, because all I did was Smiths. I didn't do hammer pegs or the chest or anything like that.
I was so glad it wasn't in Thieves Town, because for like the first time in ever, I only did the first 4 and bailed.
Oh, yep, I did that.
That
too.
would have been that was a good gamble.
Yeah, that was a smart play. The green pendant turning up, just a little bit of love from Sriracha, and nothing else of value in the back.
Oh, I got a hint. I thought it was cash, but yeah,
It was cash.
Oh, it was cash? Oh, sorry guys. This is tracking many races. So sorry about that. But still,
That's
either way,
fine.
it was still useless, no matter what it was.
Yeah, I'm like, no matter what it was useless. And I'm sitting here at an hour. I'm like, I've only got 2 crystals an hour. Oh, jeez, I'm not gonna sub to this. I'm not gonna sub to this. I'm not gonna sub to this. And I make my 7 minutes doing silverless, which I absolutely hate.
I almost forgot that I didn't have silvers. My first hit on Ganon was like, oh wait, I don't have the silvers. Oops.
And then
Yeah, we were
which
kind of worried about that.
stores were in, I saw that they were in Dark Palace.
Yeah, since most of you guys ended up go moding the pod after, well, shouldn't say go mode. You dipped out after you found Quake. The only person that actually ended up getting silvers was P-Train, because he went into pod much earlier in the seed,
Oh, yeah.
and it was in the U-shaped room. So we were worried that no one else was going to get silvers.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I was glad I didn't have to go through all of Pod and Eastern. I was really nervous skipping Eastern that early, but...
Yeah, I put off Eastern for a while, and I'm sitting there thinking in the back of my mind, there's something on Armos. There is. And, yeah, where's the bow? Darn it.
Well,
Yeah, the full clear of Swamp and Ice Palace felt a little bad too, but, you know.
I thought I was making a good play doing that early.
I thought so too. Didn't pay off.
Doing Ice fairly early turned out to be pretty good with the flute in there.
Oh yeah, the flute was first chest.
Yeah, the item placement was a little weird in this one. Aside from Swamp, every single, well, I mean, and Skullwoods, Fungus didn't lead to anything. Every dungeon had a little bit of something that was necessary. The boots over in Thieves Town, the flute in Ice Palace, Quake and Pod. It was kind of a weird one.
Yeah, it was kind of like every first chest had something good for the most part. But then the rest of it was, you know, just trash items.
Darbo.
Yup.
Well, any last thoughts on the seed or anything you'd like to share with our wonderful audience here?
Just GG's, everyone. That was definitely a fun seed.
If you
Yeah,
want
GG,
to,
everyone.
I'm sorry. If you want to win these seeds, take those gambles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally, if I enter a dungeon, I finished it, and I didn't do that to seed, and that's the only reason I was able to sub to. But GG's, everyone. Thanks for commentating. Thanks for broadcasting, trackers, restreamers, all that, all those wonderful people.
Yeah, thanks all of you.
And thank you
Thanks.
all for coming in. It was great to see you guys on Restream. I love it when we get really good runners to go ahead and show us some swag and give us some entertainment here. And a quick shout out to our trackers here. We've got Revolving Ocelot, and unfortunately the machine's not showing the other. So I think it's Sean P19. I'm not sure if that's your Twitch name or not. I apologize. But if it's not, you can correct me. Those are our wonderful trackers taking care of things. And of course, the base beast being a co-commentator. Always love it when I have someone that's able to be the straight man to my crazy, jokey self.
An honor and a privilege, sir.
Can't wait to listen back to this.
Oh yeah, definitely going to be worth it. But thanks again for everyone that stopped by, enjoyed the race, and ran it. This is Mr. Scruff the Ninja Tuna with Speed Gaming. We are going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Any last thoughts, Base Beast?
Just a wonderful run. I love seeing seeds. Actually, just a quick thing, P-Train and D-Demolisher, you guys were screen for screen at one point, and it's always wonderful to see such a tight race between great runners. Thank you all so much for putting on a great show.
Of course.
Anytime.
You
Awesome. Well, before we shut things down, I do want to go ahead and plug some cool stuff. Feel free to go ahead and check out our Speed Gaming Live information. We're doing a wonderful, wonderful tournament here from October 24th to the 27th. We're doing tournaments on A Link to the Past Randomizer, Super Mario Maker 2, Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and a few more with awesome prize pools. You can go ahead and check out the information on our page information there. We also have our Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer qualifiers going on over on the Speed Gaming Prime channel. If you'd like to go ahead and check out that, it is an awesome, awesome game. If you thought Link to the Past Randomizer was wacky, Zooter is even wackier, and definitely worth a watch. But thanks again, everyone, for watching. This, again, is Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna with the Base Beast. We are going to go ahead and sign off, and hope you all have a wonderful evening.